you think about having all your kids out here for all these NFL scouts?
It's great. Everybody does it, you know, so how many guys you have is kind of the key. There's a good group we have out here. There's like 14, 15, something like that. So it's good. You know, they're here most of the time. I mean, I know a lot of guys go to different places to train. One of the advantages about Houston is, you know, what we have to offer here in the city and what we have to offer here at the University of Houston. A lot of the guys stayed here and trained. So I've been watching these guys get ready for, you know, for a couple of months now, you know, and that's, you know, it's a tribute to our strength coach, Daryl Bauer. You know, we pride ourselves in developing players, and, you know, Daryl and his staff, Kevin and Uncle Brett and Clarence, and those guys have been with me for going on 4 years now. So the continuity that exists from a developmental aspect is pretty awesome and rare, you know. And so a lot of these guys and a lot of the former players are here, and a lot of NFL guys come rolling through here, you know, whether we coach them or not, just because of what we have to offer here. Plus the weather's pretty good too.
And as they go through the process, and obviously NFL personnel comes to you, so you get a good picture of, you know, sort of where your guys stand, you know, after combine, you know, in between this part and the draft.
Yeah, we get a little bit of an idea. You know, whether we agree with it or not, I mean, it's somebody's opinion. It just takes one person to really like somebody to get them drafted, probably a little higher than you thought they already got drafted. But you know, just with all the things, you know, you got plenty of video. You got you know, the guys rolling through here, evaluating them. You know, talking to specific personnel. You got the combine. You have, you know, visits, Senior Bowl, all that stuff. You add all that up, and you have a pretty good idea who's going to get drafted where. It's so hard to make it. You know, the ones that do get drafted and the ones that do make it, good for them, because it's hard, and there's just not a whole lot of them that are even working out here right now that are going to have that opportunity. The other part of that, it's not just the NFL. You know, I mean, we have some other leagues that are popping up right now with, you know, the success that the XFL had here and is coming back with the USFL happening right now in Birmingham, and you know, there's some guys here that may be playing in the USFL here in the next month. You just don't know. So there's a lot of opportunities for these guys. It's not just about the NFL, because the NFL is just so hard.
What have you thought of the growth of Logan, Marcus, and Demarion on your watch?
Pretty spectacular. You know, just starting with Logan. When I first got here, I tried to talk him into moving to tackle because he was so clumsy. I thought he was gonna hurt people in practice because he was falling down all the time. You know, and he's like, "No, I'm good." You know, and then he gained 60 pounds, he matured, and turned into what I think is a first-round draft pick. Don't be surprised if he's not a late pick like PT was, which Peyton's here. You know, he killed this pro day last year, and Logan did a good job with it here today. So, obviously, I was wrong, he was right, and he's going to be a first- or second-round draft pick. Pepe's, you know, one of my favorites. Came in, was really raw, and has played a lot of ball over the last 3 years, and never missed a practice, never missed a game. Just a real tough kid that played a whole lot of snaps, you know. So, and who else you say? Anini?
Marcus Jones.
Yeah, the other two, you know, David Anini's another guy that they're talking about right now. Has gained weight, has got the biggest wingspan that is in the combine, or that is in this draft right now. So, you know, he brings something to the table when it comes to being able to sack the quarterback. He's got a skill just as a pass rusher. And then Marcus is Marcus. You know, Marcus has been the same since I've been here. I'd like to take credit for anything. I really can't take any credit for him. His developmental process was already done by the time he got here. You know, just watching him on scout team, because he had to sit for a year. We all said the same thing. I mean, he can do anything that he wants to. You know, and then, you know, arguably the best returner that has played. You know, I have coached a couple of good ones, and Tavon Austin and Wes Walker that were, you know, known as two of the better ones. Marcus is arguably better because he can do both, you know, and in addition to being able to play offense and defense. So I can't take credit for that one. Marcus is Marcus.
Dana, the feedback on Marcus, in fact, you can do more than one thing. What's it like when you talk to the teams? What kind of feedback you get from these guys?
You know, we thought that, you know, he had shoulder surgery on both, you know, and so we thought that might, not being able to work out, not being able to show his skill set might hurt him. But you can just put the video on, and you can see that. You sit down and you meet with him, and he blows you away. So they really don't have to ask, because they're going to sit and they're going to meet with him, and after they do that, they figure out that this kid can do about what he wants to do and be successful no matter what he chooses to do. And then the skill set speaks for itself.
Dana, can you just talk about the momentum you guys built last year heading into the off season, where the program is at now heading into another year? The expectations just keep ramping up for you guys.
Yeah, and we welcome that. Our goal is to host the championship game on this field next year. The way the American does it, if you host it, you're going to win it. So our goal is to host it, and that means every game counts. You got to win the league, but if it's a tiebreaker like it was last year, then they go to the non-conference stuff. So every game is going to count, and our schedule's not easy now. I mean, if you look at, opening it up at UTSA, which was a top 20 team, and at Texas Tech, who drilled a SEC school in the bowl game. Everybody thinks Tech stinks because, they beat us and they fired their coach. Well, they were a bowl game and they beat Mississippi State by a lot. So they got a lot of momentum right now too, and that's week 2 at Texas Tech. So our schedule's challenging, but couldn't be happier with where we're at. We're 12 practices in right now. It's going well. Our continuity with our staff is good. Recruiting's going well. We'll have a whole bunch of recruits here tonight for our I guess tonight is our 12th practice, but we'll have a lot of guys here tonight. We're still actively recruiting and trying to sign kids, and then working towards 2023 as well. So couldn't be happier with where we're at.
Did you get a chance to see Tajay blow up on ESPN last night?
Did. I've been vocal. I'm a huge basketball fan. Can't say enough. You talk about momentum. Coach Sampson and the basketball team, kind of started this momentum about 5 years ago. I went to the Elite 8 game up there, and wish a few of those shots would have went in. Been playing here tomorrow, but fantastic season with what they accomplished. I didn't tell you about game 1. I'm like, whoever Tajay Moore is, number 4, may be the most freakish athlete, unbelievable athlete that I've ever seen on a basketball court. I watched it last night, and there was no surprise that he won that thing.
Then as you get deeper into the spring year and transfer portal, do you sort of have a better idea of that, where you target things and not specific guys, but maybe positions, or is that regardless, you had your plans going in?
Yeah, we still have about 10 spots available, I believe. Going through spring, there's a couple of positions that we need some depth at. I don't know if we're necessarily looking for a starter right now, but if we can get good players to come in and compete and end up starting, that just makes us better. So it's best available, but we got a couple of positions that we're targeting just to get depth. The problem is those specific positions, everybody else wants them too. When you're talking about offensive linemen and corners that everybody needs and everybody wants, and once those guys jump into the portal, everybody tries to get them. So we look at it every day. We're not done looking at it. That thing's going to be opened up for about another month, and once it closes on May 1st, we'll see what's available and figure out if they're a fit.
One or two more.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.